They tried to block you, tried to confuse you, tried to trap you in a maze of doubts and delays. But guess what? You're still here. And not just standing, you're rising, stronger, sharper, louder in silence. This message didn't just land in your lap, it was drawn to you. Because when someone chosen walks into the room, even the air shifts. The ones who underestimated you, they're sweating now. They tried to make your path harder, not realizing all they were doing was sharpening your edge. Chosen one, you carry a different kind of power. It's not loud, it's not showy, but it shakes things. Your calm makes them nervous. Your silence breaks their games. Your growth, despite everything they threw at you, haunts them. They don't know how to stop you because every attack only unlocks another level in you. That's the part they can't stand. You were supposed to fold, but you flipped the script. And now they're scared. Not just of what you'll do, but of what you already are. Because being chosen isn't about luck. It's about pressure. It's about being built for storms that others collapse under. You were made for it. That's why they keep pushing so hard, and that's exactly why they keep failing. So listen close. This isn't just another video. This is the one that pulls you out of autopilot. That reminds you why you've had to walk through fire, why the fake ones vanished, why your silence started shaking rooms. It wasn't a coincidence. It was your evolution. And now everything's shifting in your favor if you don't ignore the signs. Before we move forward, take a second to breathe this in. If this message hits something deep inside you, if you feel seen, understood, and more powerful than they ever wanted you to believe, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and keep walking in truth. Your existence alone is a threat. Your comeback is their karma. Let's keep going. Before moving ahead, I want to pause and thank every soul who has supported this mission through Super Thanks. Your generosity is more than a donation. It's a sign that your spirit recognizes truth when it hears it. It means you're not just here to watch. You're here to walk in alignment with purpose. Your support helps this light reach those still surrounded by darkness, and because of you, that light refuses to dim. If this message speaks to your spirit, if you feel the weight and calling of being chosen, comment 999 below, not for show, but as your quiet, sacred yes. Number 1. Don't dismiss this moment as ordinary. It's a divine warning in disguise. They won't tell you this, but your life has been setting off alarms in the spirit world since the moment you were born. That weight you've been carrying, it's not random. It's a signal, a sign that you're not just living for yourself, but for every life that's connected to your obedience. The people you haven't met yet, the opportunities that haven't shown up yet, the breakthrough waiting to happen through you. Their futures are waiting on your response. And if your heart's pounding right now, if your soul feels a strange pull while hearing these words, don't ignore it. That's not just emotion. That's your calling shaking awake. That's your intuition, your gift, your truth rising to the surface saying, don't scroll, don't delay. This is for you. Because it is. Let's be real. How many nights have you laid awake, asking why you are the one holding everything up? Why the people around you get to sleep while you carry the weight of their chaos? Why it feels like the universe is stretching you beyond your limits, while everyone else gets to float through life untouched? You're not being overlooked. You're being positioned. This moment right now, it's not some algorithm accident. You didn't randomly land here. This message found you because there's something inside you that needed to be reminded of who you are. You've been too humble for too long, too silent while carrying too much. But silence doesn't mean invisibility, and heaviness doesn't mean failure. It means you've been trusted to carry what others couldn't. That's the difference. That's what sets you apart. You weren't made to follow the crowd. You were made to shift the whole atmosphere when you walk in. And the truth is, your power has always scared them. That's why they tried to break you. That's why they doubted you. That's why they gossiped while smiling in your face. Because something about you made their masks fall off. You're not average. You're an architect of change. And no matter how heavy it's been, I need you to know this. The weight on your shoulders is not there to destroy you. It's there to build you. You weren't made to be crushed. You were made to rise. Because when you do, your enemies get exposed, the chains fall off your bloodline, and the people connected to your destiny finally see the light through you. So don't you dare walk away from this moment thinking it was just another video. This was a spiritual interception, a reminder that everything you've been through has been shaping something greater inside you. And now it's time to stop questioning why the burden chose you and start preparing for what it's about to unlock. Number 2. Stop asking why it's so heavy. You're the one holding it all together. They keep asking why you're always tired, why you seem distant, why you've been so quiet lately. But no one's asking what it's costing you to keep everything from falling apart. You've been the glue, the backbone, the crisis manager. And while they sleep peacefully, you're lying awake, carrying responsibilities that no one else even notices. They don't see it, but you're the reason the house hasn't collapsed, the friendship didn't end, the business didn't fail, the family didn't break. Chosen one, it's heavy because you're the one holding it all together. You were never meant to be like the rest. You weren't built to sit on the sidelines. You were made to be the foundation others stand on when the storm hits. That's why it feels like the pressure never lets up. That's why it feels like the weight gets heavier the more you grow. It's not weakness. It's proof that you've been trusted with more than they could ever handle. But here's what they didn't expect. That even under all that pressure, you'd still rise. That you'd still think ahead, still protect others, still build in silence while carrying wounds no one even asked about. They thought the weight would break you. It's building you instead. So stop asking why it's so heavy. That question was never yours to carry. Instead, ask this. What's being built through me because of it? That's where your power lives. That's where the shift begins. Keep rising. Number 3. Quit seeing pain as punishment. It's the blueprint to your breakthrough. They told you pain meant something was wrong. That struggle meant you were off course. That heartbreak, failure, betrayal, it was some kind of punishment. And for a while, you believed it. You questioned your worth. You thought, why me? What did I do to deserve this? But here's the truth they never told you. The pain wasn't punishment. It was a blueprint. Every tear, every sleepless night, every door that slammed in your face, it was all part of the design, not to break you, but to build you. Chosen one, your pain has been teaching you what comfort never could. It's been sharpening your instincts, strengthening your backbone, and setting fire to every version of you that wasn't ready for where you're going next. You've been shaped by heat others would have collapsed under. That's not weakness. That's rare strength. You're not being left behind. You're being carved into something unshakable. Your breakthrough isn't on the other side of your pain. It's inside it. The same weight that tried to crush you is the same pressure that's creating power. That pain rewired you, and that version of you who survived it, that version is unstoppable. So don't run from it. Don't resent it. Read it. It's a map. Your scars are not shame. They're strategy. Number 4. Delay this and lose everything. Your door won't stay open forever. They always think they have more time to choose, more time to decide, more time to get around to it. But let me tell you something that most people find out too late. Some doors don't wait for you. They close, quietly, suddenly. And once they do, no amount of regret can reopen them. Chosen one, you've been feeling it. That strange pressure in the air, that quiet sense that something is shifting. And you're right, this isn't just another chapter. This is the crossroads. The kind of moment that determines whether you elevate or repeat. You've spent your life carrying more than most, and still showing up. You've handled betrayal, setbacks, and silence from the very people you once trusted, and yet you've endured. But now the question is, will you respond to this moment, or will you let it pass like all the others? The door in front of you isn't going to knock twice. It's an opening designed only for you, custom-made from your pain, your growth, your resilience. But hesitation is the enemy's favorite tool. Delay it long enough, and the very thing you were praying for becomes someone else's opportunity. Not because you weren't good enough, but because you waited too long. And let's be clear, this isn't about rushing. It's about recognizing when your window has arrived, recognizing when your silence becomes self-sabotage, recognizing that even strength has a deadline if you never act on it. People will tell you there's always tomorrow, but chosen ones know better. You've seen what happens when you ignore the signs, how life has a way of getting louder until you can't pretend anymore. This moment was sent to remind you the clock is ticking, and the next version of you is on the other side of action, not avoidance. Move now or miss it forever. The choice is yours. Number 5. Refuse the role and repeat the curse. You were chosen to end it, not inherit it. They tried to hand it down to you like a family heirloom. Pain, silence, dysfunction. They wanted you to wear it like it was yours. But deep down, something inside you said no. And that voice, that resistance, that's your power. Because you weren't sent here to carry the curse, you were chosen to end it. You see, every family, every community, every system has its silent patterns, cycles of betrayal, cycles of poverty, cycles of pretending while everything's falling apart behind closed doors. And most people, they just play along. They pass the damage forward without question. Not you. You've always been different. You noticed what others ignored. You questioned what others accepted. And that questioning, that discomfort, it wasn't weakness. It was the first sign that you were never meant to repeat what broke them. But here's the warning. If you stay silent, if you ignore what's being revealed to you, if you choose comfort over courage, you become the very thing you were sent to stop. Refuse the role, and the curse keeps living. Accept your calling, and everything begins to shift. You were chosen not because you were perfect, but because you were strong enough to see it, feel it, and still not let it define you. That strength alone makes you dangerous to the cycle. It's why you've always felt out of place, why they've tried to make you doubt yourself, because people caught in patterns will always attack the one who breaks free first. But the choice is yours now. You can stay quiet and pass it on, or you can rise up and put an end to it for good. Your healing becomes their freedom, your courage becomes their blueprint, and your breakthrough becomes the legacy your future deserves. They didn't expect you to fight. They didn't think you'd wake up. But you did, and now you end it here. You end it now. Number 6. Don't crumble like the walls. You're the ground they all stand on. They never gave you credit. They never saw you as the one holding it all together. But let's be clear, you're not just part of the story. You're the ground the entire story stands on. While others complain, collapse, and get coddled, you've been silently holding up the whole structure. And still, they treat you like you're just another piece in the puzzle, but you're the foundation. And without you, everything falls apart. Chosen one, it's time to understand your power. You weren't built for the easy path. You were built for pressure. Because pressure doesn't break you, it reveals you. The same people who leaned on you, drained you, and overlooked you would have crumbled under half the weight you carry daily. That's not a weakness. That's proof. Proof that you were selected for a different kind of mission. But here's where it shifts. Stop waiting for them to recognize it. Stop expecting those who benefit from your strength to ever speak on it. Most won't, because acknowledging your power forces them to face their own dependency. And that makes them uncomfortable. The storms in your life haven't been punishments. They've been tests of what's underneath, of what's real, of what's unshakable. You are that unshakable force, and every single person who treated you like you were disposable, they're now realizing they were standing on borrowed stability. Yours. Let them talk. Let them wonder how you're still rising. Because the truth is, foundations don't ask for applause. They don't crumble with the rest. They stay grounded. They stay solid. And when the time comes for a new structure to be built, guess who they call? The one who didn't fall. So no, don't shrink yourself. Don't crumble like the walls. You were never made to be surface level. You were made to be the reason it all stands in the first place. And that truth, it's louder than anything they tried to say about you. Number 7. Kill the victim voice, or watch it kill your calling. They want you to stay in that mindset, quiet, apologetic, worn out. They want you to feel like life is happening to you, not through you. That's why they plant the seeds. Why does this always happen to me? Maybe I'm just unlucky. Maybe I'm not strong enough. That's not your voice. That's the victim voice. And if you don't shut it down, it will shut down everything you were meant to become. Chosen one, you were never meant to crawl through life blaming the pain, the people, or the past. You were born with weight because you were built to carry power. But the victim voice, oh, it's tricky. It makes you look at your scars as if they're proof of failure, not medals of survival. It turns delays into doubts. And worst of all, it whispers just loud enough to keep you from showing up fully. Here's the truth. The longer you listen to that voice, the further you drift from the mission that was planted inside you. Because purpose and victimhood can't exist in the same body. One will always push the other out. You can either hold the weight of destiny or hold the excuse that it's too heavy. But you don't get both. You're not fragile. You're forged. You're not broken. You're built different. And every time you told yourself, I can't, look at you. You did. You survived what tried to bury you. And now that you're still breathing, they're terrified of what happens when you finally realize who you are. So let me say it clear. Kill the victim voice. Rip it out by the root. Replace it with the truth that you're not a mistake walking. You're a storm coming. And every time you rise, someone else is watching and finding the courage to rise too. This is bigger than your pain. This is about your purpose. Number 8. Don't postpone your yes. Heaven doesn't wait for hesitation. There's a moment in every chosen one's life where everything stands still. It doesn't matter how much noise surrounds you, how many opinions try to cloud your mind. There comes a moment when your future leans in and asks, are you ready yet? This is that moment. You've been feeling it, that nudge, that pull, that restless knowing that something needs to shift. But you keep postponing it, telling yourself, maybe later, maybe when I feel stronger, maybe when things settle down. But here's the truth most won't say out loud: later is a lie. The more you hesitate, the more ground you lose. Every delay gives the enemy more time to rearrange the battlefield. Every second you stall, someone else suffers who was meant to rise through your yes. Because chosen ones don't just carry responsibility, they carry impact. And that impact multiplies or withers, depending on your choice. You're not here to wait until you feel ready. You're here to move in the middle of your fear. Because hesitation has never protected a chosen one, it's only ever robbed them. That opportunity you passed up last season, it didn't vanish by accident. It vanished because it was waiting on your yes, not your comfort. You've been asking for signs, begging for clarity. But the truth is, deep down, you already know what needs to be done. You've always known. You're just scared of what it'll require. But what you don't realize is this: the very breakthrough you've been craving is tied to the yes you keep postponing. No more stalling, no more hiding, no more telling yourself there's time. The moment is here. The light is green. The door is cracked open, and it won't stay that way forever. Say yes. Say it boldly. Say it even if your voice shakes, because this time, silence isn't safety. It's surrender. And chosen ones weren't built to surrender. They were built to rise. Number 9. Stop living to survive. You were built to multiply. They trained you to think small, to shrink your dreams, to survive, not build, to wake up every day just trying to get through the next hour, the next bill, the next crisis. But deep down, you've always known this isn't all you were meant for. You weren't born to just keep your head above water. You were built to create waves that shift everything. Chosen one, you're not here to repeat the same cycle. You're here to break it. They fear what you'll do the moment you stop operating in survival mode, because survival keeps you quiet, tired, distracted. But multiplication, that's where your power lives. That's where you start building legacies, not just living day to day. That's when you stop reacting to life and start designing it. The enemy doesn't care if you survive. He's fine with you struggling, scraping by, just as long as you don't expand. Because when you multiply, you change the game for everyone connected to you. Your children stop suffering. Your family tree shifts. Your community starts to heal. That's why your pressure has been so intense, because your impact is generational. And that's why it's time to stop asking, how can I make it through this? And start asking, what am I meant to create from this? You weren't chosen to cope. You were chosen to conquer. You were chosen to take everything that was meant to destroy you and turn it into something no one saw coming. Let them play small, let them settle, but not you. You weren't built for maintenance. You were built for movement. And every day you stay stuck in survival is a day you delay the dynasty you were born to build. So wake up, multiply your wisdom, multiply your discipline, multiply your power, not for applause, but for impact. This is the shift that changes everything. Don't just live, multiply. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you're done just surviving, drop 999 in the comments to declare it. Number 10. Ignore legacy and lose it all. The enemy's after your bloodline. Let's be clear. The attacks you've been dealing with lately, they're not just about you. They're about your name, your lineage, your future. The enemy isn't just targeting your peace. He's aiming for what you're meant to build, your legacy, your impact, your next generation. Because if he can stop you, then everything that's supposed to come through you dies before it even gets a chance to live. This is why your path has been harder, why your healing has taken longer, Why your journey has required more sacrifice than those around you. Because you're not here to just pass time. You're here to change timelines. The ones who came before you may have folded under pressure, but you didn't. The ones around you may be content just surviving, but something in you wants more, needs more. That's not arrogance, that's legacy talking. That's the quiet voice inside that says, I refuse to let the next generation suffer what I had to survive. But here's the warning: if you ignore the mission, if you stay distracted, if you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you risk losing everything you were meant to leave behind. The patterns you don't break now become the prisons your children inherit. The healing you delay becomes the pain they carry. The strength you bury becomes the weakness that haunts your bloodline. You're the interruption to that cycle, and that's exactly why the enemy hits you so hard, because you're the threat no one expected to survive. You were supposed to break, you were supposed to stay quiet, but here you are, still rising. So the choice is yours. Ignore the weight and lose what could have been yours forever, or rise now, fully aware that your fight today is the freedom someone else will live tomorrow. You're not just chosen, you're the chain breaker, the foundation layer, the protector of a legacy still being written. Don't drop the pen now. Number 11. Don't bury what was meant to build. Someone's freedom is waiting on you. They told you to let it go, to stay quiet, to stop dreaming so big. And maybe at some point, you listened. You buried your ideas, your gifts, your voice, thinking it wasn't the right time, or maybe you weren't the right one. But chosen one, let this hit you clearly. What you buried in silence wasn't just a dream, it was blueprint. It was never meant to stay underground. It was meant to build. And now, someone's waiting on what you've been hiding. You keep feeling restless for a reason. You keep getting pulled back to that idea, that calling, that inner knowing, because the clock is ticking. This world doesn't need another copy of someone else. It needs you. Not the watered-down version, the real you. The one carrying answers that could shift lives if you stop sitting on them. Because here's the truth they won't say out loud. When you bury what you've been called to do, the cost doesn't just fall on you. It spills onto everyone connected to you. Someone's breakthrough is locked inside your voice. Someone's clarity is waiting on your courage. Someone's freedom starts the moment you decide to move. And deep down, you already know this. The pressure you feel isn't just life being unfair. It's purpose knocking at the door, louder and louder, until you stop making excuses. You've convinced yourself you're waiting for the right time. But in reality, the right time has been waiting on you. They may not understand what you're building. They may doubt it, mock it, ignore it. Let them. You weren't chosen to be understood. You were chosen to break patterns. And the world never applauds the one who starts the shift. It only praises them when the results are undeniable. So ask yourself this: will you keep hiding what was born to build? Or will you finally realize your movement could set someone else free? Number 12. Don't run from the fire. It's forging the weapon inside you. They told you the fire would destroy you. They hoped it would. But here's what they didn't know. You were never meant to burn. You were meant to be forged. The heat in your life right now isn't chaos. It's a process. It's not punishment. It's preparation. And if you keep running from it, you'll never become the weapon it's been shaping you into. Chosen one, listen closely. Every time life turned up the pressure, something in you tried to run, because that's what pain does. It tricks you into believing escape equals safety, but escape also delays power. What you call hardship, life calls hammering. What you call unfair, life calls fire sharpening. You think you're under attack. But truth is, you're under construction. And here's the real danger. If you run from this now, you'll stay stuck in a cycle where nothing ever gets built. And the world doesn't need another unfinished blueprint. It needs you, fully formed, fire-tested, unstoppable. Remember this, swords are not born sharp. They're melted, beaten, and tempered in flames. Diamonds, crushed into shape under pressure. So what makes you think you're going to rise without the fire? The same heat that made you cry is the same heat that's carving out your next level, your next breakthrough, your next victory. And yes, it's hard, it's lonely, it's exhausting, but you're not crazy. You're being carved into something rare, and when the time comes, you'll be ready. Because the ones who've survived the fire don't need to speak loudly. Their silence scars rooms. So stop running, stand still, let the fire do its work. Because once it's done, they won't recognize you, but they'll respect you. Number 13. Miss this Kairos moment, and you may never see it again. They always say time heals everything, but they never talk about the moments that never come back. Chosen one, listen closely. There are certain windows in life that only open once. Not because the universe is cruel, but because some moments are so rare, so charged with power, they demand your full attention. This is one of those moments. You've felt it, the shift in the air, the strange urgency, that unshakable feeling that something big is calling your name. You're not imagining it. This is your moment of alignment, your chance to step into everything that's been waiting for you. But here's the truth. If you ignore this moment, it may not circle back. Not every opportunity knocks twice. Some doors close quietly, and you don't even realize they were your last chance until years later, when you're still stuck in the same patterns, carrying the same weight, watching someone else live the life that once whispered to you. You've come too far to freeze now. How many more signs do you need before you stop hesitating? Before you stop letting fear, guilt, or the comfort of delay keep you stuck? This isn't just about you. It's about everyone connected to your rise. When you move, things shift. Cycles break. Healing begins. And when you delay, it's not just your progress that suffers. It's theirs too. You've survived the darkness. You've outgrown the people who tried to keep you small. You've already lost time you'll never get back. But you haven't lost this. Not yet. This is your rare moment. The kind that doesn't wait for permission. The kind that doesn't apologize for showing up unexpectedly. Don't let it pass you by while you're waiting for the perfect time, the perfect mood, the perfect version of yourself. You don't need perfect. You need to move. Number 14. Stop buckling under the weight. You're not being crushed. You're being crowned. They want you to believe that the weight on your shoulders means you're weak, that the stress, the pressure, the constant responsibility is a sign you're failing. But let's tell the truth right now. It's the opposite. You're not breaking. You're being built. And that pressure? That's not punishment. That's transformation in motion. Chosen one, you've been carrying more than most could handle. And yet, you're still standing. That alone is terrifying to the people who expected to watch you fall. They don't understand how you haven't collapsed under the load. They don't realize that every silent battle you fought was molding something powerful inside you. You didn't crumble. You grew roots. You didn't disappear. You became unshakable. The truth is, the reason you feel this weight is because you were never meant to live small. Small lives don't come with big responsibilities. But you You were chosen to carry what others couldn't. And while they sleep through life, you've been wide awake, holding families together, showing up for people who wouldn't do the same for you, solving problems that weren't even yours to fix. It's exhausting, yes, but it's also sacred, because the ones who are crowned are always tested in the dark first. They will never admit it, but your strength terrifies them. Your ability to keep moving despite everything they threw at you makes their games fall apart. They keep watching, waiting for the moment you break. But you won't, because this weight, it isn't here to destroy you, it's shaping your rise. So stop asking, why is this so heavy? Start asking, what is this preparing me for? Because you're not being crushed, you're being crowned, quietly, strategically, and the moment you fully realize that, everything around you will have to adjust. Hold on, the shift is already happening. And as we close this moment together, remember, what feels like pressure today is preparing you for power tomorrow. You're not being buried, you're being positioned. Every burden you've carried has been shaping the crown that's already yours. So if this message spoke to the part of you that refuses to quit, take a second now, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and keep showing up as the powerful force you were born to be. You are not here by accident. You are the blueprint, the breakthrough, the chosen one, and the weight only proves it. Let's keep rising.